Even though it's still summer in the northern hemisphere, it won't be too long until we have to start thinking about heating our homes, at least here in Denmark. Luckily, Tado has just released a Matter-compatible smart thermostat system, which they are collectively calling Tado X. I wanted to upgrade my thermostats for some time to smart thermostats, so I reached out to Tado, and luckily they were willing to send me a few of their new Tado X products. They have sent me the Thermostat X, their Temperature Sensor X, and their new thread border router, which they are calling Bridge X. I'll be diving into the features, the setup process, and the overall performance of the devices to see whether or not these are worth installing in your home. The previous Tado thermostats had a design that made it blend into other thermostats, both smart and non-smart thermostats. However, the new Tado X thermostat stands out with its unique design. Unlike other models, the valve spindle is at an angle rather than at the end. This makes it visually distinct and functional in a way that no other smart home thermostats that I have tested has been. And Tado has made sure that the display can be rotated during setup or at any point when you have installed the thermostat to accommodate different radiator orientations. One of the standout features of the thermostat is that it doesn't run on AA or AAA batteries. Instead, it relies on a replaceable and rechargeable lithium-ion polymer battery. Recharging the battery is both quick and easy, as you can utilize USB Type-C, and charging takes around 2 hours from 0 to 100%. Tado claims that the battery life is around 1 year. Tado also mentions on their website that if you choose to connect this thermostat to several different Matter controllers, the battery life will take a small hit due to the way that Matter communicates with different gateways. To control the temperature, you simply rotate the dial around the bright LCD display. The screen shows both the current set temperature and the ambient room temperature. As a bonus, the thermostat also measures humidity levels, although this information is not displayed on the thermostat display, but only in the app. The Tado X is priced at €100 or 370 euros for a pack of 4. Additional batteries are available for 25 euros each. The Temperature Sensor X is primarily designed to control the set temperature of one or several thermostats that it's connected to. The up and down buttons changes the set temperature of the thermostat or the thermostats that are in the same room as the temperature sensor, while the middle button wakes up the segmented LCD display. Similar to the Thermostat X, the Temperature Sensor X also detects the current humidity level besides the ambient room temperature. However, also like the Thermostat X, it doesn't display the humidity level on the display. The readings of the humidity level is only available through Tado's own app. So one of the cool things about the temperature sensor is that besides being able to set a temperature on one of the thermostats, it's also able to override the temperature sensor on the thermostats. I actually know that it's using the temperature of the temperature sensor and not the thermostat's temperature sensor because I tried to put the Temperature Sensor X inside of my fridge. By doing so, the thermostat thought that the temperature dropped dramatically in the room and it opened up the valve on my radiator. So it clearly overrides the temperature sensor on the thermostat itself. The Temperature Sensor X runs on 3 included AAA batteries and is currently priced at €100 on Tado's own website. The new Bridge X is Tado's own new thread border router. Both the Thermostat X and the Temperature Sensor X are Matter over Thread capable devices. That means that you will need a thread border router to be able to communicate with them in your smart home system. If you already own a thread border router like a SmartThings Hub or a Homey Pro or a Google Nest Hub 2, and you don't plan on using the Tado app, then you won't need the Bridge X. However, the thermostat and the temperature sensor can only be linked together in Tado's own app. So if you do plan on getting a temperature sensor and hook it up to a Tado X thermostat, then the Bridge X is required. The Bridge X is currently priced at 70 euros on Tado's own website. Installing the thermostat on a radiator is extremely easy. And even if you haven't changed a radiator thermostat before, you will be able to figure it out with Tado's extremely well-made and easy to follow guides on how to install it. I used the provided cardboard template to figure out which valve was installed on my radiators. I found out that it was RA type valve from Danfoss and found the corresponding adapter from the bag of adapters that Tado sends with the thermostat. Each adapter has the valve type that it fits onto molded into it. It's a nice touch that makes sure that even though you throw out the box that the thermostat came in, you'll still be able to figure out which adapter that you have on hand. Once I found the right adapter, all I had to do was to attach it to the valve, tighten the included screw and nut to secure it, and screw on the thermostat. And that's it. During setup, I initially thought that the thermostat wasn't working because every time I adjusted the temperature, nothing seemed to be happening. As it turns out, the motor is just so quiet that I couldn't hear it, even though there were no one else home and even though there were no other sounds in the room that I installed the thermostat into. Alright, I'll attempt to add the thermostat to the Tado Bridge. I have no idea how to do it, so I'll just see what works and what doesn't. Okay, so I'll just open up the Tado app here, and I've already added the Tado thread border router. Add a new device. Yeah, there's the bridge. Add a device and scan device detail. Okay, so can I just scan the matter code from the thermostat? Or do I have to put the thermostat into pairing mode first? Okay, so it found something. Okay, great. Registered device, yeah. Remove the battery, okay. Until it clicks and releases, yes, continue. Yeah, I've already done that. Okay. Great. And I see a simple clicking. Is it closing the valve? Oh wow, okay, so the motor is running, but it's so quiet that I can't even hear it. Okay, I thought it wasn't running because the motor is so quiet. Okay, that's great. Okay, but do you see this symbol blinking? I do. Connect. Okay, add thermostat. Yeah, I want to add it. Connected. Okay, was that it? Was that the entire setup process? Okay, so the thermostat said that it was connected, but the app is still saying that it's being set up. Okay, I can control the device on, or I can control the thermostat on the thermostat. Unable to add accessory. Okay, let's see. Okay, okay, it was added for some reason. I think it added it, and then HomeKit or whatever Matter stuff was going on the phone failed for some reason, and it added to the Matter bridge or the Tado thread border router, but the app messed up. I don't know what happened, but it added a smart radiator thermostat. Okay, yeah, let's confirm that it's blinking. Yeah. Okay, sensor name, wireless temperature sensor X. Yeah, I don't have a better name for it just now, or just yet. So yeah, just okay, yeah. Your wireless temperature sensor is connected. Continue to view step-by-step mounting instructions. Sure. Okay. Okay, so we can see that the temperature sensor is connected and the batteries are good, and they should be because they're brand new. We can see some installation instructions, and we can also see the set a temperature offset, and that's important because sometimes a temperature sensor measures half a degree or 2 degrees too much or too low, and then you can offset the temperature sensor's readings in the app, which is nice. When you have these connected and compared, the temperature sensor within this temperature sensor will be the temperature that the thermostat will regulate after. That means that if this temperature or the thermostat measures, like, let's say 26 degrees Celsius, but this temperature sensor measures only 20 degrees Celsius, the thermostat will heat up the room until the temperature sensor hits the set point. So this will overrule the temperature sensor inside of the thermostat. And that's the main reason to get this, I think, not to regulate the temperature on the thermostat, because you can just do that in the app or with your voice if you have Google Assistant or Alexa or something like that. So that's the main feature, at least for me. One of the first nice features of the app is the ability to create a custom schedule for each day of the week and tailor to each room you have. You can also create a schedule for when you're home and from when you are away from your home. The schedule that you create can be edited from within the app anytime and from anywhere you are. It can be edited by you or whoever you invite into your Tado app. If you change the temperature on the thermostat, it will override the schedule that you've set up. But you can always change the schedule, or you can always resume the schedule with a push of a button in the app. You can also schedule the schedule to resume at a later time if you want to do that. The air quality feature is the second interesting feature from Tado's app. It's a feature that uses the temperature sensor and the humidity sensor on the thermostat or on the external temperature sensor to gauge how well the air in the room is. It will then give you recommendations how to improve the air quality, like opening a window or lowering or setting a higher temperature on the thermostat. And it will even keep track on when the last time a window was opened. It can detect open windows from the sudden drop of temperature or sudden change in the humidity levels. Which brings us to the next interesting feature, the open window detection feature. The thermostats can detect if a window has been opened by the sudden change of temperature or humidity, and can then alert you so you can change the temperature to either a lower or a higher temperature, depending on what you want to do. This is to ensure that you don't waste any energy. The app will also notify you when it detects that no one is home using your phone's GPS, so you can adjust the temperature accordingly. Now, these two functions, the open window detection and the geofencing detection, are both functions where you'll get an alert that you'll have to interact with and change the temperature yourself. But Tado does have a function that do that automatically for you. But these functions are tucked behind a subscription service that Tado calls Outtro Assist. Outtro Assist is a subscription service from Tado that costs €3.99 a month or €29.99 a month. It's not the most expensive subscription service, but it is a subscription service nonetheless. I'm not a huge fan of subscription services, and tucking away features behind a paywall, a subscription service, is something that I'm not a big fan of at all. Luckily, since Tado X are Matter compatible devices, you can always connect them to other smart home systems. I have my Tado X devices connected to SmartThings, and I use contact sensors from SmartThings and IKEA to detect whether a window is opened or closed. That way I don't have to use Outtro Assist to do that for me. So Auto Assist is really meant for people who would like to stay within the Tado ecosystem and only use the Tado app, since you can easily expose the devices via Matter to other smart home systems like SmartThings or Alexa or Google Home or whatever you're using. The only feature you cannot replicate in any other smart home systems is the Energy IQ feature. In Tado's own words from their website, Energy IQ helps you to understand your heating behavior and costs and make adjustments where necessary. This gives you more transparency and control consumption in visual form, savings at a glance, monthly and yearly comparisons, consumption per room, and cost calculator. So besides the subscription, which I think is a downside of Tado's devices, the app in general is, in my opinion at least, designed well and easy to navigate. Whether or not you like the app or not is really a personal opinion, but I think it's perfectly fine and serviceable for what it's supposed to do, and I really think that Tado did a good job with the app. If you do want to have the temperature sensor being able to control a thermostat, you can connect the thermostat and the temperature sensor to the Bridge X and then expose it to other systems that way. So having it in both the Tado app and in something like SmartThings is totally doable and is a very easy and straightforward process that didn't give me any problems when I set it up. Through my testing, the devices has been online the entire time and I haven't experienced any dropouts at all. Not from the Tado app or from the SmartThings or Google Home that I've tested the devices on. They have been rock solid and I have nothing to complain about when it comes to the connection between the smart home platforms that are communicating with the Tado devices. So to summarize, and first the good. I haven't had the Tado X thermostats long enough to test whether or not their battery claim of a 1-year lifetime is really true, but it seems totally plausible to me. But the fact that they have a rechargeable battery that is charged via USB-C makes it so that I don't really mind if the battery life isn't really 1 year, because I can easily just pop out the battery, plug it in my smartphone charger and charge the battery up to 100% again. I'm mostly impressed by the low level of noise that the thermostats have. I've had many motorized thermostats before, both smart and non-smart motorized thermostats, and none of them have come even close to how low of a noise level Tado's thermostats have. But the biggest positive thing I can say about Tado X products is the inclusion of Matter over Thread. Matter over Thread ensures that even if Tado at one point drops the thermostat line, it will still continue to work. Or if you choose to go to another smart home system than the one that you are currently on, you'll be able to bring the devices with you without having to worry whether or not they will work. Assuming that, of course, that the new smart home system supports Matter. When charging the thermostats, you have to remove the battery completely, leaving you in a situation where you're not able to change the temperature of the room before the battery has charged. Having the USB Type-C exposed when the battery is attached to the thermostat would solve this problem. I'm guessing they are not exposing USB Type-C because these thermostats can be installed in the bathroom where a high level of moisture in the air might erode the USB Type-C connection. And I get that, it's a valid point. I would just like to have been able to charge my thermostats while they were attached to the radiator. When it comes to the temperature sensor, I think it's a shame that nothing is shown on the display before you interact with it. I know that a lit LCD display would drain the batteries fast, but if an externally lit LCD display or maybe even an e-ink display was utilized instead, then this problem would be fixed. So are these products really worth the price that Tado is asking? Would I recommend these to anyone? And yes, I would highly recommend these products to anyone. If you're looking into getting smart thermostats, then I think that Tado Thermostat X is the first thermostat that you should be considering. They are really well designed. They are rock solid in the connection to the Tado Bridge or the Google border router or the SmartThings border router that you're using. And they do what they're supposed to do. In fact, I will have to go out and buy a pack of for Tado thermostats, since all of the heating in my apartment will be done exclusively with Tado products from now on. I simply trust that they do what they're supposed to do and that they react when I want them to react. I'm impressed by them. I'm impressed by how the temperature sensor is able to send commands to the thermostats, and I'm impressed with the build quality of the thermostat and the temperature sensor, and I'm impressed by how stable they have been. Did I miss anything in my review? Do you have any questions about any features that I didn't talk about in my review? Do you have any questions about installing the Tado X, or do you have any general questions? If you do, please leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to answer you as quickly as I can. Otherwise, that was it for now, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.